Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, JG Sports here, bringing you guys my preview video of the Browns taking on the Las Vegas Raiders this Sunday at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland. So this is week 8. The Browns are coming into this game at a record of 5-2, which is phenomenal. I never thought I'd hear myself say that. And then we got the Raiders coming into this game 3-3, so they're 500. But they've lost, I believe, 3 out of their last 4 games. Let me check that. Yes, they've lost 3 out of their last 4. They're coming off a big blowout loss against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, and the Browns are coming off a big comeback win against the Cincinnati Bengals. So, I take a look at these two teams, and they're honestly really similar. Both teams are definitely offensive dependent. They rely on their offenses. Their both defenses are not great by no means. The Raiders have given up 30 plus points these past 3 or 4 games, and then the Browns are also giving up a ton of points these past 3 or 4 games. And if you look at the stats, I mean, they're really similar across the board for both teams. Both the Browns and the Raiders are putting up about 28.5 points per game, allowing about 32. And then yards allowed, both around 400. So I mean, these are really close numbers. So this one's a hard one to kind of predict. But let's talk about the Browns first. So the Browns, like I said, coming off a big win versus the Bengals. Baker Mayfield leading that 1-minute touchdown drive to win the game. I thought that said a lot about Baker. I think that really boosted his confidence level, which is really key because when Baker's confident and when he feels comfortable, he plays so much better. You can just see it. You can tell. And the Browns receivers really stepped up last week. The rookie Donovan Peoples-Jones stepped up with the game-winning grab. Hollywood Higgins stepped up. So it's going to be really interesting to see if these guys can continue to perform at an elite level, in back-to-back games here. With OBJ out for the season, it sucks. OBJ's a great player. He makes great plays, and he really affects how defenses play. But it will be interesting to see how Stefanski kind of plans this game with our receivers, being pretty new still. But I'm sure they put in the workload this week, and I hope they're ready to go. As far as the Browns defense goes, they're just god awful. I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat it here. I mean, the Browns defense is just bad. Besides Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward, those are the only 2 guys who really show up. They showed up last week. Nobody else showed up. Therefore, we gave up 34 points to the Bengals. And the Bengals are actually pretty decent. A lot of respect to Joe Burrow, great player, but still, I mean, you should not be giving up 34 points against the Bengals. I mean, there's no excuse. The Browns defense has to step it up. Other guys need to start making plays other than Garrett on the defensive line. Vernon, Ogunjobi, Richardson, all those guys are basically a no-show. And we were supposed to have one of the top defensive lines this year, and it's literally just been Myles Garrett. But then, opposing teams are just double-teaming Garrett because they know nobody else is making plays. So it's our defensive line is not looking great. I'm afraid they're just going to double-team Garrett again. So we're not going to have a whole lot of pressure, but hopefully Garrett finds a way to affect the game like he does. It seems to be like every week he's affecting the game in some way. And then as far as the pass coverage goes, it just really sucks. Besides Denzel Ward, I mean, Money Mitchell, he's playing pretty well. Not as good as Ward, but our safeties and linebackers are just proven to be a huge problem that we really need to address, possibly in this trade deadline coming up pretty soon, or most likely just in the next offseason. But that's the Browns. Let's talk about the Raiders now. The Raiders' offense is really good, better than the Bengals. They got a lot of young talent. They got a lot of weapons on that offense, but it starts with the veteran quarterback, Derek Carr, who's having a really great season. If you look at his numbers, Derek Carr is 152 for 211 with 1,726 passing yards, 13 touchdowns, and just 2 interceptions. I mean, that's phenomenal numbers. That's what you want to see in a elite quarterback. And he's having a spectacular season so far. I think their record would be a lot better if their defense didn't really suck. But then they also got just a bunch of young talent around them. They got Josh Jacobs at running back. He's a beast. He's been struggling a little bit lately, but I think if they can get him going, it could be a game over. But hopefully the Browns defense stops the run. They've actually been doing a pretty decent job stopping the run. It's just that pass that the Browns just can't seem to stop. But anyway, we got Josh Jacobs. He's got 5 touchdowns so far this season. He's ran for about 400 yards. And Kareem Hunt's actually ran for about 460. So he's actually got the edge. But I think this could be actually more of a run-heavy game than a lot of people are thinking. Because if you take a look at the weather forecast in Cleveland, Ohio this Sunday, it's very windy, and it looks like it's going to be really rainy and maybe even snow, I heard, but probably just rain and wind, I'm guessing. So the weather's not going to be ideal at all. So we could be seeing more of a run-heavy game. So look for that key matchup between Jacobs and Hunt. And then we got the Raiders receivers. They got Walker. They got their tight end. God, what's his name? I forget. But they got Ruggs too, who that was their first round pick in the draft in 2020. He's been doing really well. But Walker's leading them with 345 reception yards and 3 touchdowns, compared to Jarvis Landry, who's leading us in receiving yards. He's got 367. So I think the receivers could be a huge impact in this game. It'll be curious to see how Landry does. He's been playing hurt, but he's been stepping up still. I mean, I absolutely love Jarvis Landry. And those rookie receivers, I'm really loving them too. But then also a side note, Kadero Hodge, I believe, is going to be active for this game for the Browns. So that could be an additional bonus. However, unfortunately, the Browns are going to be missing once again Austin Hooper at tight end, Wyatt Teller at right guard, and I think Jacob Phillips at linebacker. So, 3, pretty good players are out again, which, it's going to have an impact on the game, but, hopefully, the other guys can step up. Harrison Bryant last week, 2 touchdowns, 2 big touchdowns. He played really well. Hopefully he can play really well against a bad defense like this week. Just guys need to step up. But, as far as my prediction goes, this one's really hard. But I think I'm going to go with the Raiders on this one. I think the Browns are just still really unhealthy right now for the most part. I think the bye week next week is really going to be beneficial because I think that'll give us some time to rest, heal up a little bit, and then we can come back after bye. Potentially having back Nick Chubb, Teller, Austin Hooper, those guys, Jacob Phillips. So I think, this bye week could be really crucial and important. And honestly, if we lose this week, it's not that big of a deal, I don't think. 5-3, I think a lot of people would take 5-3 heading into the bye. But obviously we want 6-2 because 6-2 would be awesome. And then, if you're looking at the playoff picture already, which, you shouldn't be, but, it's kind of hard not to be, talking about the playoffs. Right now, the teams are kind of playing for a wild card spot right now are the Browns, the Raiders, and the Colts. And we already won the head-to-head versus the Colts. So if the Browns could win against the Raiders and win that head-to-head too, I mean, that could be huge for the possible playoff scenario. But I think the Raiders just have way too much firepower on that offense. Derek Carr, he likes to get the ball out fast and quick. He's thrown really well this season. I've watched him on highlights. He's just playing really well. And I think he's going to be able to expose our defense like Joe Burrow's done and Big Ben, all those guys. I think our defense is just – I don't think they're going to be a hold-up. I think our offense is going to score. I think it's going to be a close game. But I think it could come down to one just big mistake. It could be like a Baker Mayfield interception because he tends to throw at least one a game, even though he played really well last game. But I'm gonna pick the Raiders. This game is gonna be really close. I think the Raiders win 34-31. So it's gonna be like a 3-point game. But But, I think the Browns are just going to fall short on this one. But like I said, it's okay. If we lose this game, I'll be perfectly fine if we lose this game. But I'll say I want to win. But I think, it's a hard one to pick. But I'm just gonna go with the Raiders on this one because the Browns are gonna win every game they play. So I just like the Raiders. Not to mention the Raiders have beat the Chiefs this season. They're the only team that has beat the Chiefs. They beat the Chiefs on the road, and then they've also beat the Saints. So they've beat good teams. So that's why I'm a little worried about this one. I can see us dropping this one. But hopefully the Browns find a way to win this game. Hopefully our defense finds ways to commit turnovers and win us this ball game. But that's all I got for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.